So welcome to the Cat's Claws.
Yes.
Officially.
What is the difference between a cat and a comma, Megan?
What is it, Mia?
A cat has claws at the end of his paws, and a comma is a pause at the end of a clause.
There it is. I thought at first it'd be funny, for me to be like, what is it, Mia? Because I was like, oh yeah, it kind of sounds like we're making a joke, but also I forgot this thing.
It's okay.
Segues. Anyway.
Yay. So, that's that. Welcome. And for Halloween, we are going to read some things from creepypasta.org.
My fave.
It's an org. It's not a com. Thought it was a com.
Oh no, they've graduated.
There's also a com, though.
Which isn't as cool. I feel like it's official.
Yeah, which is why I chose the org.
Yeah.
So, this is the 8th floor, which I chose because it's set in Chicago, which we are near.
Mm-hmm.
And this was posted on July 31st, 2017 by Wayward Wanderer.
Now, may I ask, is it bad?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I didn't look at it. It has 21,000 views, and its rating is 4.45 stars.
It's not terrible for a creepypasta.
Yeah. So it
some
could be
get,
good, yeah.
Shat on.
We'll find some of those, too. Yeah. Because what else is this podcast besides bad writing?
Me. Same.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's delve in.
Let's delve in. So here is the 8th floor. I was staying at a hotel in Chicago, Illinois during a business trip, and I was going to stay for the whole weekend. It was an older hotel, one that still used small keys rather than key cards to enter the rooms. I didn't mind. It seemed nice to get away from the onslaught of technology.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
First pause.
Yeah!
So, anytime someone writes, I want to get away from technology, will usually incur something stupid and dangerous to follow. And while I don't know if that's a trope to build on a theme of technology is bad,
which I also hate.
Right. But at the same time, if something bad happens after you're trying to promote no technology, doesn't that mean not having technology is actually bad and you're kind of screwing yourself over?
Yes.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Uh-huh.
Who the fuck gives a shit if you're using a key card instead of a key anymore?
I don't know.
Oh, it was so nice to actually insert this into the door and twist instead of just sliding something through. Oh, that made such a difference in your fucking life. Sorry, I got really heated about just keys. Anyway.
I mean, sometimes it's nicer because sometimes, the key cards don't work, even though you've tried it correctly 7 times.
That's always fun when, because it's oh, don't keep it next to your phone because it'll, demagnetize it or whatever.
False.
And it's that sounds stupid and not the reason why this broke.
Yeah. It's not working because you're cheap.
Fake news.
Fake news. My sociology book predicted fake news. There is a section called Fake News, and this book was published in 2015.
Joke's on us.
I'm so upset about it. But anyway. When I checked into the hotel, it was packed full. A nasty storm had struck, stranding many tourists and canceling flights. No more rooms were available, and many people were being turned away because of the lack of vacancy. When I approached the front desk to check in, I noticed that all the keys for the rooms on the 8th floor were still on the wall. Not a single key was missing. It seemed odd that an entire floor would be vacant when so many people were all clamoring to check in and get in their rooms. I could see the clerk was stressed out, and he was ready to just give up and go home, so I tried to lighten the mood. Kind of weird, isn't it? What is? The clerk asked. How everyone on the 8th floor is missing. The clerk gave me an odd look and his face paled. What do you know about the 8th floor? He replied in a serious tone.
Okay, wait.
Yeah?
If you're just gonna leave those keys for the 8th floor out in the fucking open, wouldn't you assume that someone would just ask about it?
Yeah.
I can't, working in restaurant business,
right.
I can't tell you how many times there'll be a booth open, and somebody will be like, well, that one's open, why am I on a wait list? And you have to be like, oh no, sir, that's reserved. Or oh no, you can't get mad about it though, because they're right, it's an open booth. Same concept. Open room? Maybe. Why are you so suspicious of him?
Right? And I think, I don't know if you meant it in a different way, but you said, if you're going to have the keys out, I think it's one of those, Because it's an older hotel. It's got, like, the cork board and you put the keys on it.
Right.
Yeah, okay. So, but yeah, that's absolutely right. Like...
What do you know about the 8th floor? Only that I see keys to it? Like, what?
Nothing. I have never been here. I'm an out-of-towner. I probably refer to the Sears Tower as the Willis Tower, and, you've got keys hanging there for the 8th floor.
And I need a room, so buddy, it sounded pretty good right now. Like, what? Oh, I kind of already hate this. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Me too, a little bit. Like, especially the line he replied in a serious tone. Like, I was already reading it that way. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Like, I wasn't like, oh, what do you know about the 8th floor? No one's gonna read it like that.
Yeah, just...
Especially considering this is a creepypasta.
I feel like if in a real-life situation, which I doubt any creepypasta actually is.
Correct.
But, like, in a real-life situation, my first response to somebody asking, like, about the 8th floor, I'd probably be like, oh. I'm like, look behind me, like, oh shit, he right. Like... Oh, my fault. Like, not, would you, like, it's his fault. I don't know.
Well, I think, like, I'm gonna think ahead a little bit, and I think that this clerk, knows the secret of the 8th floor.
Okay.
So he's like, what do you mean? What have you heard? But, like, still.
Right.
Why do you have to be weird about it?
I'm going to go ahead and guess.
Yes.
This is going to be my first prediction for the story, like, for the end. Mm-hmm. I'm going to predict that our main character is hallucinating all of this.
Ooh,
that the 8th floor doesn't even exist. That these keys are all figment of his imagination because it's what he needs.
So it's like the 13th floor.
Yes, exactly.
It just doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. Even though it technically does, they just don't number it that way.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. Alright, I'll take it.
You got me.
What? Nothing, I answered honestly, a little embarrassed that my attempt to lighten the mood backfired. I just noticed that all the keys for the 8th floor are still behind the desk. Also, I'm sorry that I'm reading it like this.
No, it's fine.
But I'm already in a mood.
No, it's okay.
For, like reading it like I'm not here for it, even though it's 4.45 stars.
I'm ready.
Okay, cool. Also, I'm sorry, wayward wanderer, if you're out there. I don't know why I said that like that. But anyway.
Okay.
The clerk blushed a little and tried to laugh it off. Oh, yes, I see now. He went back to checking me in and handed me the key to my room on the 9th floor. Enjoy your stay. I will. Thanks. I awkwardly accepted the key and grabbed my bag, heading for the elevator. The first typo of the night.
Oh, shit. Damn, son, you would have noticed. This is creepypasta. This ain't for the, like, those amateurs. Actually, it is. That's the whole point of creepypasta.
Just like the lobby, the elevator was also packed. It was difficult to stand next to so many strangers so close by, let alone enter and exit the small car. That was all one sentence, and I'm distressed.
Mouthful. Why did you have to describe the elevator so awkwardly?
Yeah.
That too, like in depth, like
yeah, it's an elevator. I struggled to reach and press the button for the 9th floor, but I managed to see over the crowd of people and reach the button panel. How short are these people?
Not to mention, why wouldn't you be like, oh, excuse me, sir, I'm on the 9th floor, or like ask somebody
hey,
like, oh,
can someone hit 9?
Yeah, like
it's what you do when you get in an elevator.
Exactly.
Or someone with manners might ask, what floor, sir?
Elevator etiquette tools.
Jeez.
No,
it was then I noticed that the buttons seemed to be missing a floor number. 8. Well, that's funny.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. That's funny, I thought out loud. I wonder why there's no button for the 8th floor. But no one in the elevator reacted. They either didn't care or they were too preoccupied and didn't hear me.
Okay,
this is an elevator.
But second prediction.
Yeah.
He's actually a ghost who lives in the hotel and forgot about the 8th floor or something like that. Like, you know how when you die sometimes, like, the trope is that you, like, forget everything prior to now this new death life thing? Mm-hmm. I'm thinking maybe he's a ghost, and, like, that's why nobody can respond except, like, the guy who works there, and even that guy that worked there just then was, like, a ghost, and, like, that's my idea.
So it's
that's
like a Shining situation?
Kind of, yeah.
I hate that movie.
Oh my god.
Well, I saw it too young, and my dad saw that it was on, like, cable or whatever, and, like, didn't tell me it was a horror movie. Oh. And he was like, hey, you want to watch The Shining? And I was like, sure, what's it about? And he said, oh, a hotel. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh my god. Like, I mean, like,
Thanks,
I
Dad.
don't think... Oh, at him. I don't think it's, like... I saw it when I was a little older, though, so this probably is why, but I didn't think it was scary so much as, like, it was supposed to be artsy, because, you know, Stanley Kubrick, and he's notorious for, like, turning weird shit into art, because 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
But he, like, I don't know, it just didn't scare me at all. I was just not even bothered. Like, I loved it. I was kind of like, this is, like, appealing to my eyes. It is kind of boring, though.
Yeah, I mean, like, thinking back, I could probably appreciate the art of it, but, like...
It's slow. It's about
that,
a kid.
Yeah, who likes kids, really?
Not me.
Like, I don't like, the Red Rum or the Here's Johnny scene, and my dad likes to quote that sometimes, just to upset me.
Oh.
Dad! No, it's
Why
fine.
are you... He is getting trashed on right now. Like, jeez.
It's okay, it's not as bad, like, my sister watches scary movies all the time, and so, like, but she's, like, afraid of dolls and clowns, so we'll, like, make fun of her.
Relatable, though.
My favorite toy / best friend when I was, like, 3, I took him everywhere. It was the My Buddy doll that they based Chucky off of.
Oh, my
and
God.
I still have him.
You have one?
I do. He's in the basement. So, like...
That's even as creepier that you put him there.
Yeah.
Your poor sister. But, like, whenever she comes over, she's probably like, where the fuck is it? Like,
yeah.
Tell me where it is.
Well,
Show
like,
me.
when we moved out here, we were, like, seeing what was in the boxes that were in the garage so, like, we could know where to put them when we moved. And, like, I opened one, saw him, closed it, said, hey, Kyle, can you come help me with this? And then just opened it when she
You're
came
the
over.
worst.
Yeah. She stayed inside for like 20 minutes trying to calm down. Not like calm down, but like she was mad at me.
I have a doll issue too. I don't know. It's like
fair
in Gothic writing, at least. I mean, you probably know this, but like it's the uncanny. What is it called? Like a not a characteristic of Gothic, but like a. It's just like one of the many things Gothic can be. Like it falls under it. It's called the uncanny. So it's things that like. Are not supposed to be animate that are, and that's why it's scary for people. So, like, I don't know, like, when cups move on their own, like, that would be considered uncanny, or just, like, the doll thing, like, that freaks me out. Like, if it's not supposed to move, don't move. Like,
did you see The Boy?
Yes, that scared I mean, like, at the end, I was like, oh, like, I thought it was, because I'm not gonna spoil it, but, like, the whole time, it freaked me out, I'm not gonna lie. It was, like, one of the scariest movies I'd seen in a while.
Right. I mean, I was lucky enough to go with someone who, like, made it not scary. Because, like, we would joke about it. It was like, oh, here's the Bram cam, even though it was pronounced Brom or whatever.
Oh, yeah, it was like Brom.
Brom. And it was like, oh, the Bram
cam.
Bram cam. Yeah. And, like, what lost me was that, like, the jump scares were during the dream sequences.
Yeah.
And, like, I was like, well, that's like, cheap.
But it also, I appreciate it because they were few and far between them.
Yeah,
like,
that's my problem. That's why I don't like scary movies, is the jump scares.
Yeah.
But, like, to talk about writing on the writing channel, like, to do the important scenes in dreams only, which is basically what happened in The Boy, it cheats your audience of this information, because, like, now the dream information doesn't really matter. Like, it does in some way, in, like, a symbolic way, but, like, you know, unless you're, like, super into, like, dream interpretation, which I am into dream interpretation. This is getting into a really weird conversation, but, like, it's not going to be the same amount of value as information you get in your waking life. So, like, that's how I see it as cheap, but, like, any advice you get writing-wise is going to be, like, don't make your first scene, like, a dream sequence, and then waking up, especially, because it's, like, you created this whole thing, and then, oh, I woke up, and I went to school. And that's just, like, a cheap beginning, and it cheats your audience, your readers, and
unless
such.
It's, like, what's the word? Foreshadowing.
Even,
I feel like.
Yes, but to open like that is the main issue that, like, editors take, or that, like...
Okay. That's interesting that you say this. This is super off track now. Like, we've totally segued.
This is just gonna be, like, an hour episode so we can read more.
But,
it's fine.
It's interesting that you say that, though, because one of the, supposedly, like, in the horror community, one of the scariest opening scenes is in Nightmare on Elm Street, and that opening sequence is in a dream, which granted that's the point of the movie, but like it opens with her and it's introducing the killer as well without even showing his face. And like the way it's shot is like it's reminiscent of a dream, and the point is to scare you because it's so much like dreams people have regularly, kind of a thing. And then it also foreshadows later to obviously like here's the killer who's going to be here for the rest of the time, but also like how like the boiler room is important later on, and like again I'm not trying not to spoil anything, but like the boiler room's important, like his glove is important, like it's all hella like super important.
Right. Okay, I'm actually going to change my position a little bit.
Okay.
I think that dreams can work really well. Like it all depends on how you execute it, but like in speculative fiction especially, because a lot of the subgenres of speculative fiction or the subgenres technically deal with the mixture of reality and fantasy, like what is real, what isn't, especially in like the horror genre.
Yeah. Or like, I don't know, Labyrinth. No, I'm just kidding. I don't talk about that movie. Oh. It's a long story. David Bowie's in it, if you're interested. But
I'm aware.
Oh, have you seen it? Or
no.
You just know of it?
I know of it.
Oh, okay, then never mind. But yeah, no, it's weird. It's weird, dude. I don't want to...
Right.
Let's not delve into that weirdness. Anyways.
Yes.
Yes, the story.
The story. Okay, no one in the elevator reacted. They either didn't care or they were too preoccupied and didn't hear me. Once I finally got to my floor and checked into my room, I took a moment to relax and unwind on the bed. I had to give a presentation tomorrow and I needed to be alert. I decided to...
Alert.
I decided to go to bed early that night and to practice my speech a few times to make sure I sounded confident. I took a shower, brushed me teeth.
And here's the second typo. Brushed my teeth. It's gotta sound Scottish now. I brushed my teeth.
I was actually going piratey.
Oh, I
like
brushed
Mr.
my
Krabs.
teeth. I still am doing a Scottish. I can't not do Scottish. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Or Irish.
I took a shower, brushed me teeth, and stood in front of the bathroom mirror.
I wanted to sound confident. Like, if you had the chance to change your face, would ya? Oh,
everyone on the 8th floor is missing.
Oh my god, that was really good.
Thank you, I try.
I'm so very angry. I appreciated that.
What do you know about the 8th floor?
What do you know about the 8th floor? Like, what?
What? Nothing.
What?
What? I'm a what? What?
Oh my god.
What are you talking... Anyway.
What?
What you mean? Anyway, no, I'm done. I've killed you.
Oh my god. Oh, those were good. Okay.
Thank you. Okay,
Ooh,
I took a shower, brushed me teeth, and stood in front of the bathroom mirror as I practiced my sales pitch a few times. A strange groaning sound from the room beneath me got my attention.
That's my stomach. That's why I'm eating candy as we speak. Pardon the crinkling. Okay.
It sounded like there was a man in pain or upset. Again, it's my stomach.
Or both.
I ignored it and continued to practice my speech. The groaning from the lower floor continued on, getting louder and louder by the minute. Angrily, I stomped on the floor as hard as I could and shouted out, "Hey, buddy, are you okay?" I can't do it. Why can't I do it without... Hey, buddy, are you okay? Like, he's gonna hear you through the floor.
But also relatable, because remember when we did that?
Yeah.
For the people who blast music under us?
I mean... Yeah. Or, like, that time... No, you weren't up for that. The time... It was, like, 2 in the morning, and the people above us were, like, doing something, making a lot of noise, and I went up there twice. Some guy came to the door in only his camo boxers.
You told me about that.
Covered his nipples and said, "Hello?"
As if you were surprised.
Right? Like, I'd been knocking on the door,
right.
and I, like, opened it, because it was, like, bolted open. I opened it, called out, "Hey, is anyone there?" Because, like, the room was empty, and their, like, living room was insane. Like, the couch was turned over.
Yeah.
It was just such a weird experience. Hello?
Nipples covered all.
I don't know how he thought that was gonna help anything. Alright. "Hey, buddy, are you okay?" There was no response. The groaning stopped. Satisfied that the man realized he was making too much noise, I continued to practice my speech. Okay, but, like, if he was actually in pain, whatever.
What if he was dying and that was it?
Yeah.
Like, that was dead.
No! Wait. This is all happening on the 8th floor. I wasn't even really paying attention.
What if he's hearing himself die? What if he's reliving it? Oh my god.
Ooh. Such good theories. I love it.
I'm really bad. When it comes to horror, I'm usually very good at predicting.
Well, you were also really good at predicting my Immortal.
That too. Which was scary though, because it's the most out there bullshit. Like, no one would have ever pieced it together, and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna happen.
That's
like,
why
joking.
You got it.
And then when it happens, and we're like, what the fuck? Like, oh my god.
What a wild trip. We still need to finish it.
Yeah, we do. We only
We've
have
got like 5 chapters
Yeah,
left?
I think we only have a couple.
Yeah. Where'd it go? I continued to practice my speech. Just as I finished the first half of my speech, the groaning began again, but this time it was much louder and angry. If this was going to go on all night, there was no way I'd be prepared for my presentation tomorrow. I knocked on my neighbor's door and was greeted with a grumpy response from a young woman and her new husband. "Excuse me," I politely tried to engage in conversation. "Do you hear that noise in the room below us?" "No." The woman sounded more confused than grouchy now. "We haven't heard anything until you pounded on our door." "Oh, sorry," I apologized, once again feeling embarrassed. Must be the pipes of something, then. I tried to think of a possible alternate explanation so I didn't seem like I was a crazy person. "Well, I'll call management then. Good night." The couple shut the door and locked it. I returned to my room where the groaning noise continued. I picked up the phone on the small table next to the bed and called the front desk to complain about the noise. When I mentioned that it seemed to be coming from the room beneath me, a room on the 8th floor, the woman who answered the phone suddenly got quiet. "Sir, there was no one checked in that room. It must be something on the 9th floor." "No," I tried to sound confident. "It's not coming from the walls, it's coming from the floor." "Well," the woman sounded rattled, and I could sense that she was trying to think of an explanation just to get me to hang up. "I'll call in the maintenance crew. It's probably a leaky pipe or a problem with the heating ducts." "Yeah, thanks." I hung up the phone, not believing her for an instant.
Why do we blame household appliances for things? Like, relatable. Because my furnace, I don't know if you've turned this on yet.
I haven't, but, like, my sink pipes make noise.
Yes. Those, in addition to that bitch right there, the furnace. It's not the furnace, what is it called? The radiator.
Yeah.
The radiator in my room makes tons of noise. So I'm always like, ugh, like, it'll wake me up at, like, 5 in the morning, like, clanking, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding? But, like, never in my life would I be like, oh my god, it's a ghost. Like, there's a difference. There is a difference between that's an appliance and nope, that's probably something otherworldly. Like,
Yes, there is. However, today at work, we were talking about ghosts, and then the pipes started going off, and I was like, thank you.
Coincidence.
Not.
I don't know, I'm lately, well, in the last year, I'm not a very big believer in ghosts anymore. Like, I like horror movies, I like watching Ghost Adventures, like any other person. I love, like, reading and listening to stuff about it. But, like, I myself have never really full-on experienced anything. So I can't personally say. I feel like I don't really have concrete evidence enough for myself. Fair. And, like, I don't disbelieve anybody who says they've had experiences. It's just I yet have not reached that pinnacle. And therefore I am still, like, I don't know. Because there's this guy named James Randi from the 70s.
Okay.
I don't know if he's still alive, actually, but he used to have a show, and he was very known. He used to be a magician, and then he started debunking all these people who were pretending to be psychics, and, like, people who were telekinetic, and, like, all that stuff, and basically being like, this is all fake, like, it's all an illusion, nothing is real. Basically, he's like, art is a lie, nothing is real.
Yeah.
So he kind of made me disbelieve in a lot of it, and I was like, oh shit. But only because he had such, like, strong, concrete proof. Like, he would go on and show how they did it, and I was like, oh my god. So, I don't know. But don't blame the appliances, is all I'm gonna say.
It's not their fault.
It's not.
I hung up the phone, not believing her for an instant. The groaning was growing louder and angrier by the minute. I put my hands to my ears to try and block the sound, but it wasn't enough. I walked back into the bathroom and turned on the shower and the sink full blast, hoping the running water would drown the noise, and it helped only a little bit. Doesn't that just make more noise for you to have to deal with? I sat on the back bed.
Same.
I sat on the bathroom floor, trying to think of a way to get some sleep, but I didn't have any other options. All the rooms were full, I couldn't request a new room, and there was no way another hotel would have vacancy during this storm. Suddenly the pipes on the shower began rattling violently. The shaking was so strong that it caused the shower to sputter as it continued to run. The sound was the thunder inside the walls, and the sound was like thunder inside the walls, and the thunder outside the hotel, as well as the pounding rain, sounded like there was a freight train barreling down the tracks right at me. I left my room, grabbing my key and my phone. I made my way to the elevator so I could lodge a complaint in the lobby. A complaint.
It is a complaint. He's not wrong. I mean, just not proper English.
Nope. As soon as I stepped inside the elevator, I remembered that the 8th floor couldn't be accessed. The number was not an option. And how did you forget that? It happened
just
2 seconds ago. And I remembered that all the keys for the 8th floor were still behind the desk at the lobby. How could anyone check into a room on the 8th floor? Well, the woman on the phone told you. There was no one there.
It's called putting shit together, sir.
Curious, I exited the elevator and made my way for the stairs. I walked down the stairwell from the 9th floor and directly onto the 7th. That's impossible, I told myself. I walked back up the stairs and double-checked the floor numbers. Sure enough, just like the elevator, there was no number 8. I walked up and down the staircase a few times, trying to figure out what was going on, when I noticed a small imperfection in the wall next to the doorway that led onto the 7th floor. I checked and realized that it was a gap. The gap was between a hidden door and its door frame.
What is this, platform 9 3/4, bitch? Like, what?
I'm so upset. Using my fingertips, I pried the door open, pried is spelled incorrectly, and found a small staircase leading back up to one flight, up to the otherwise non-existent 8th floor. Existent is also spelled incorrectly. It was dark and dusty, like no one had used this passageway in years. I wonder if maybe that's why they say the 8th floor doesn't exist.
Again, let's put 2 and 2 together, buddy. Like,
I used the screen on my phone to light my way as I made my way up the secret stairs.
My way through
up the secret stairs.
I threw up the secret stairs?
No, my way through up the secret stairs, I believe. No.
There should be an and in between there, shouldn't there?
Through shouldn't be there, is what I'm thinking.
I made my way through and up the stairs. Like, you made your way through the door, maybe, and then, like, you proceeded up the stairs?
I think he's already in the door, though. Is he?
What is he saying?
I don't know! There was another door at the top of the stairs.
The only thing scary about this story is how poorly it was edited. Like,
and yet it got a 4.5. Thanks, creepypasta.
Jesus.
It wasn't sealed away or hidden. It was easily accessible. The door was numbered 8.
No shit. Like, what?
Opening the door, I found myself on the 8th floor and alone. I wonder if that's because no one's there!
And no one has keys to these rooms.
I could just feel it. There was no one else on the floor with me. It was dark in the long hallway. Not even the exit signs were lit up. That's not safe. I continued to use my phone as I walked down the hallway. I don't know why I'm doing this voice.
I don't either.
Checking each door as I passed. They were all locked, that is, except for one door. The unlocked door was for the room directly beneath mine. I knocked once just to make sure no one was secretly checked into the room, but no one replied. If they are, and someone knocks, and I'm just like stowing away in a hotel, I'm not going to be like, yeah, how can I help you?
Yes? Like,
who's there?
Like, could you imagine, like, getting that response? Being like, uh-huh. No, please, come in. Like,
did you want to share this sandwich?
Yeah, right? Like, someone's just living there. Like, it's
Is this my room service? You've come early. It's not dinner time yet.
Actually, it's like 2 a.m, so really, fuck you. Like, what?
Is this my midnight snack? I didn't remember ordering one.
He's just standing there like, oh, okay, can you just shut the fuck up? Because I'm trying to practice the thing upstairs. Like,
Excuse me, I was just getting ready to take a shower, but I have this sore. And so to take off my clothes, it's just very...
I have to scream very obnoxiously loud.
It just hurts so much, so I scream out when I take off my pants like this.
He does it, and he's like, okay, well, can you stop doing that? Like, we're literally writing this story instead of what is actually happening.
I like ours better.
Ours is funnier. This one's just, like, slow. Like, what is it gonna be funny, or what? Well, it is funny.
Scary.
What is it gonna be scary?
I want to be spooked.
Spooked? That's good, spook.
Whew. Opening the door, I found myself... Oh, no, that's way back. Okay. I knocked once just to make sure no one was secretly checked into the room, but no one replied. I opened the door, still trying to figure out why this door was unlocked, and found myself standing in a room that mirrored my own perfectly. The lights didn't work. I tried the switch a few times, but there was no power on this floor. Hello? I called out into the room. Is anyone in here? Yes, I'm just taking off my pants. I need to shower, but I'm in much pain.
I'm telling you, man, he's dead. He's a ghost. It mirrored his own room.
Yeah.
He's just reliving it.
Oh, alright. There go. Alright. That's my iPhone reconnecting to my laptop for to charge. Still no response. I went over to the phone and picked it up, but the line was dead. The amount of dust and cobwebs told me that no one was in this room, and no one had been for quite some time, but I still felt compelled to look around. Maybe it's because no one's checked in, and it's a secret door to get there, and the elevator doesn't even stop on the floor.
You know, buddy, you're really bad at figuring shit out. Like, honestly.
I wonder why it's so dusty in here. They really need to get the maid service to come service this room.
Buddy, we didn't give you any keys. How the fuck did you get in here? Like,
well, you see, it was open because someone is in here trying to take a shower, but they're wounded deeply.
Wounded deeply?
Deeply.
Ew, that's so, like, I don't want to know how deep that wound goes, man.
Deep enough to cause immense pain when I take off my pants. I don't know why I do it with the pants route.
Either. Like, the pants was just part of it, I guess.
I think, like, my thinking was, like, something you have to bend down for to, like, move your torso. But I don't know why I immediately put the wound on the torso.
I don't either, but, like, bruh, you do you, because, like, I'm living.
I don't know why this story was written, to be honest.
I don't either. I'm literally, there's no point. Like, I'm literally so lost. I'm
trying to live my life, and here it is.
Trying to live my best life.
Oh, my best life, my mess life, either one. Because I heard mess life, but I knew you were saying best life. I was like, you know. Yeah. Anyway, I opened the door to the bathroom where he was taking a shower. Anyway.
Oh my god.
And was taken aback by what I saw in the room. There was bathtub in the room. There was bathtub.
Me describing my bathroom. There was bathtub. Again, not wrong. Just wrong.
Unlike mine, which had a shower. And the tub was full of water. See, he's trying to take a shower. He's trying to bathe himself, but he's deeply wounded.
Wait, I'm gonna go ahead and guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess there was a suicide committed in this tub.
Probably.
Okay.
Was it full of water or blood? The tub was full of water. The water was at the top of the tub, threatening to spill over at any moment. I stepped closer, still using my phone to light my way, when I noticed a dark figure in the tub. It looked like a man. A dead man. I was trying to clean my wound. But I slipped because I'm wounded, and now I'm dead.
Because of my wound.
My wound. I'm deeply wounded.
Oh, God.
Wounded deeply. Anyway. Shining my phone over the tub, and I stared down into the still water as if in a trance, trying to look at the man's dead face. I feel like that could have been reordered to the dead man's face.
Dead man's toe. Dead man's toe. Dead man's toe. Oh god, sorry.
As my senses slowly came back to me, the man's eyes opened and he looked directly at me.
Oh,
Can you help me bathe my wound? I fell back.
I'm thinking of like being like in a bathtub, just like dead, chilling. This guy comes up, and I'm like, "What?" I just like open my eyes, like, "Yes!" Like,
"Hello, sir." It opened, and he looked directly at me. I fell back on the floor, dropping my phone and losing my light.
Dumb shit.
God, a splashing sound came from the tub, and I could feel cold water spilling onto the floor, soaking into my clothes. The sound of a heavy, wet footstep exited the tub. The second footstep was all the motivation I needed to get up and run. The first wasn't enough? Buddy, you got some issues. I bolted from the room, not caring about my phone or who the man was. I mean, neither would I, to be honest.
I mean, I wouldn't care about his phone, or the guy, but I'd care about my phone, because now how are you supposed to call for help? In case something happens.
I mean...
No buts.
Yeah. Where did it go? I bolted from the room, not caring about my phone or who the man was, and ran down the hall, back to the door from whence I entered. Who says that anymore? Besides, like, theater people making a funny.
Whence?
From
whence I came.
I mean, we said that a lot during rehearsals, but, like, also we're doing Shakespeare.
Right, like...
So...
It's a given.
Yeah. So unless you're Shakespeare, my friend. My name is William Shakespeare. I lost it again. From whence I came. From whence I entered. I ran down the stairs all the way down into the lobby and didn't stop until I collided with the desk. You ran 8 whole flights of stairs.
Oh.
That's a lot of stairs. I'd have to take a break.
I mean, yeah.
Unless
he, like, slid down the rail.
Yeah!
Like...
Yes! That's what he did.
That's what he did.
In my mind. Breathlessly, I tried to tell the clerk what I had seen and that we needed to call the police. The clerk, who looked scared, not so much because there was a dead body in the hotel, but more like he was afraid of getting fired, escorted me to the manager's office behind the desk. "Sir," the clerk tried to sound calm and reassuring. "What did you see exactly?" I told him what I had seen and what I had heard. I showed him the wet spots on my clothes where the tub's water splashed on me. I didn't care if I got arrested for trespassing or for causing a disturbance. I had to tell someone what happened. The clerk listened intently to my story, not blinking, not looking away. When I finished, he got up and walked over to a large file cabinet. He opened an unmarked drawer and began thumbing through an extensive collection of files. Pulling a file from the drawer, he opened it up and pulled out a very old newspaper article. "Is this the man you saw?" he asked as he handed me the article. I looked at the clipping and felt my stomach drop. It was him. That was the man. The clerk sat down across from me and smiled a little. "You're not the first to see him." That was not the reaction I was expecting. "Read the article. It should help clear things up." The article told the story of a man who had gone away on business and returned home to discover that his pregnant wife had been cheating on him and that the baby wasn't his. Heartbroken and betrayed, the man checked him into the hotel and never left his room. He was heard crying and wailing in heartbreak for 3 days before he finally stopped. When the maid entered his room to clean, she found his body in the bathtub.
It was him.
He had taken his own life, drowning himself after ingesting many sleeping pills.
Yeah, and it's the guy.
Is this why you don't let anyone check in on the 8th floor? Because of him? I asked, feeling more at ease, knowing that I wasn't crazy. "No," the clerk admitted. "He's only one of the reasons we don't let anyone check in on the 8th floor.
Oh my god, me though.
What do you mean?" The clerk just smiled again. "You see that file cabinet?" "Yeah." "And that unmarked drawer in the bottom?" "Yeah," I answered again. "What of it?" "What do you think?" So upset. "That drawer contains every reason don't let anyone check in on the 8th floor. Ever since this hotel opened in 1873, we've had people die in very unusual ways. Always on the 8th floor."
Interesting how this sounds kind of like an American Horror Story hotel.
I'm only on, but
I hated it, so I never finished it, but...
I've only heard a couple good things.
Only a couple?
Yeah.
Me. Relatable.
"That's strange," I commented, feeling a little queasy. "What's stranger things, What's stranger is the fact that no two deaths were the same, and no two deaths ever took place in the same room. Each room on the 8th floor has housed a tragic death, and each room has been reportedly haunted by the death. That sent a shiver up my spine. What? How? Are you telling me the 8th floor is cursed?
Oh my God.
Anyone who checks into a room is going to die or be haunted? The clerk bowed his head. It's not just the rooms that have seen death. Maintenance workers have died attempting simple repairs. One man was electrocuted trying to fix the lights.
Oh, me.
Another fell down the elevator shaft to his
me.
death. A maid was found dead, hanging by her neck at the end of the hallway.
Not so much me.
I sat in transfixed fear at the story the clerk had just told me, and I didn't want to believe it. But shouldn't we call the police? I saw a body. Everyone does, the clerk explained. Even the police have seen the bodies, but have never been able to explain the situations. I didn't know what to do. It was late, I was exhausted, and I didn't want to cause any more disturbances. Reluctantly, I returned to my room. I took the elevator and held my breath as the car passed by the sealed-off 8th floor. As I approached my room, I saw something on the wet floor outside my door. It was my phone.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, he brought it back.
That's so sweet.
I hated this story.
That was it?
Yeah!
Wait, that was the end.
This is the end. That's it.
That was fucking stupid.
The first comment is, hopefully his phone is waterproof.
Literally.
So dead. Alright, yeah. So, let's find one that's, rated poorly, so that we can be assured that it's gonna be bad.
Wait, but that was terrible and it was rated decently.
I know. I'm excited.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Okay.
Oh, there's 1.5 stars called Forever.
Yes.
And it's short. Great.
Perfect.
That one was, like, unreasonably long, to be honest.
Yeah, for literally nothing. I was like, is this slow? What's the climax? There wasn't one.
No. There really
There
wasn't.
was not one.
I was not scared at all. Forever. Post date 21 December 2014. Submission by The Toxic Doom.
Oh my God, you know it's gonna be bad. Like, oh jeez.
The first thing I feel as I regain my consciousness is the cold lumpiness of soggy soil wrapped around my hands, like handcuffs made of the ground I lay on. As if the... Yeah.
Wait, it's still going? You can finish.
As if the earth itself wants to imprison me.
Okay, that was so extra. Thank you. It was so extra. And if this is a fucking vampire story, I'm tapping out.
Oh no.
Okay, keep going. Sorry.
I try as hard as I can to move or open my eyes, but despite all my efforts, I remain transfixed to the ground, unable to even twitch a toe. As if gravity wasn't enough of a burden in this peculiar situation, it seems that there's something resting on my chest, bobbing up and down with every breath I take. Its weight is significantly heavier than what my body could possibly be able to support. Such a pressure would normally crush my ribs, smash my lungs and heart, snap open my aorta, and make every single blood vessel inside of me burst, killing me in mere seconds. The pressure it exerts on me...
Sorry, that was just a lot. Talk about dramatic.
Snap open my aorta. That's my favorite.
Oh, how do you snap my aorta? Like, can you imagine? Oh, girl, you look so good. You snapped my aorta.
I'm gonna say that to you from now on.
Your makeup is beat. It snapped my aorta. Could you imagine?
Does your man tell you that that you snap his aorta? If he don't, he ain't worth it.
Oh my God, though, real. Mm-hmm. Find you a boo who thinks you snap his aorta.
Yeah, text Josh right now, no context. Ask him if you snap his aorta.
I'm not doing that. He'll just think I'm a crazy person. He already does. It's probably not a good idea. He already thinks I'm like a serial killer.
Well.
Bay props. I don't know.
Alright. killing me in mere seconds, whatever that sentence was. The pressure it exerts on me is unbelievably strong, so strong that I can't actually even feel it at all. In fact, I can't even feel the slightest thing anymore. The mixture of sensations, the constant change of feelings, mentally as physically, is making me sick. The pain becomes unbearable, and I start to panic. I thought you couldn't feel it, whatever. But as I'm trying to reassure myself that everything will be fine, the grievous feeling disappears altogether, just as if I wasn't feeling anything to begin with. It's as if I've been awakened from a deep hypnotic trance which I've been in for ages, except that I don't have any memory of what happened before the trance either, as if I've just been reborn with a clean memory and a new life ahead of me. Except I know that isn't true, as there's something that I vaguely remember about all this, but I can't seem to put it in place.
It's a vampire.
I try moving again, but just as before, not even the smallest movement is possible. Now, however, I'm finally able to open my eyes. Expecting to see something resting on my chest, or to be able to examine my surroundings, I'm instead confronted with darkness. Pure darkness of the blackest black you have ever seen. The darkness is of such a piercing, opaque obscurity that all I can see is nothing. There's literally nothing but a thick veil of darkness surrounding me that blocks my view completely. It's as if the darkness is inside my eyes, burned on my retina. It's as if I never opened my eyes to begin with. Or perhaps they have been open all along.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe this is actually Buried Alive. It's one or the other. Vampire or Buried Alive. I don't know.
I don't think we get answers.
Okay.
Due to the lack of sight, my other senses start to intensify. I start feeling the coldness of my environment even more than before, and the soil my body has half been buried and seems to be covered with leaves. Where am I? The taste in my mouth doesn't make me feel safer either. A warm sensation that I couldn't really identify or link to anything, with a slight flavor of something familiar, of some familiar metallic substance mixed in. Copper, maybe? Although it's only speculation, I do think it has to be that. But then again, what liquid tastes like that anyway, blood? The only copper thing I've ever had in my mouth was a penny. Why? Why would you just
Okay, but, like, don't even lie. Every kid has put a penny in their mouth. Every kid. You have. Don't lie.
I don't think I have.
Not that you can recall.
Sure.
My
Mother, if you're listening.
My siblings have swallowed countless change. Anyways,
continue. Oh, no. My nose won't be of much use in this situation either, as my ability to smell has been completely disabled. My nasal passages blocked off. What is this place, and when will I be able to escape it? I have lost track of time and space. It almost feels as if I've lost myself. It's only now that I notice the most peculiar thing of all. As I try to explore the final sense I have, another terrifying factor comes into play, and the fact that I hadn't noticed it earlier, as if it were completely normal, makes it even more frightening. There's no sound at all. I can't hear anything. I can't even hear my own heavy breathing. And then I heard it, the noise that pierced the deadly silence, a memory, a sound, a scream I vaguely remember. The scream that changed my life forever. So what did you think?
Wait, that was it?
Yeah!
That was all?
Yep.
So she's dead.
I guess.
That's what they think death is?
I don't know. There was, like, too much flowery language. Too much snapping of aortas. I'm not over it.
Oh, God. That was horrendous.
I don't like it. I say we do one more.
Okay.
Do we want a good one or a bad one? Either way, I'll pick a short one.
Let's go a good one.
Okay.
Like an actual good one. Cause
hopefully.
I hurt from how bad somebody
long, huge, medium, huge, long, medium, short. 4.5 stars.
Fucking better be good.
It's called Lightning.
I'll take it. Don't really have much.
Oh wait, there was a tiny one.
Ooh.
Do you want to do the tiny one?
Sure.
All right, let's go back.
It's tiny.
No, go back.
It's not going back. Try.
Okay.
Yes. Wait, what's the tiny one called?
I don't know. I just saw tiny, like, after I clicked it.
It's like an afterthought.
Yeah. Alright. We can scroll now. Please let me scroll. Please let me. There we go. The portraits.
How many?
4.5.
Okay.
There's no 5-star, apparently. You can't do it.
Oh.
Doesn't exist. Real hard. So the portraits, posted on 10 April 2013 by Creepypasta Indexer. There was a hunter in the woods who, after a long day hunting, was in the middle of an immense forest. It was getting dark, and having lost his bearings, he decided to head in one direction until he was clear of the increasingly oppressive foliage. After what seemed like hours, he came across a cabin in a small clearing. Realizing how dark it had grown, he decided to see if he could stay there for the night. He approached and found the door ajar. Nobody was inside. The hunter flopped down on the single bed, deciding to explain himself to the owner in the morning. As he looked around the inside of the cabin, he was surprised to see the walls adorned by several portraits, all painted in incredible detail. Without exception, they appeared to be staring down at him, their features twisted into looks of hatred and malice. Staring back, he grew increasingly uncomfortable. Making a concerted effort to ignore the many hateful faces, he turned to face the wall, and exhausted, he fell into a restless sleep. The next morning, the hunter awoke. He turned blinkingly in unexpected sunlight. Looking up, he discovered that the cabin had no portraits, only windows.
Holy shit, actually.
Yeah.
That was decent.
I liked that.
That was interesting, yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't going the route I expected it to, because I expected him to become a portrait.
That, or I thought maybe, like, the portraits would come alive, kind of a thing.
Kill him.
Yeah.
But no, that was really good.
That was really good.
I appreciate that. That's what we're ending on.
Me too.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And if you want to hear more podcasts, such as our series, Reading My Immortal, and eventually others, subscribe and click that little bell to be notified when I upload a new video. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at legendsofmia. Megan, would you like to plug any social medias?
No.
Okay. As started in the My Immortal series, we have decided to ask a question for the comments section. So in the comments section, what is your favorite creepypasta? Please link it to us.
And if you say Slender Man, you're getting deleted. I'm not kidding. I hate that.
There is actually one that I read in high school that was really good, but alas, I cannot remember a thing about it.
Just that it was a good creepypasta.
Yeah. It, like, freaked me out for a good couple weeks.
Though?
Yeah.
Like, when you can't remember something, but, like, you know it was something.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. Bye. Happy Halloween.